What's up,
What up? So I was just talking about the Hip Hop Museum and
Right.
how when I spoke to Rocky Carmen, you know Carmen, the former head of Def Jam.
Yo, are you still with Carmen?
Carmen, no, Carmen is the chairman of the Hip
Oh,
Hop
okay.
Museum. Have you talked to Rocky? You know the Universal Hip Hop Museum?
Yes. I
They're
heard about it.
celebrating you. This is the period they're celebrating now. It's you.
I didn't
So
know that.
I know you didn't know that. I didn't think you knew that.
No.
So they're building a 55,000 foot museum,
Okay.
and it's going to be in the Bronx, and it just broke ground, and it's been a dream of Rocky's. His name was DJ Rock, even before your time. He was
Wow.
DJ Rock before they were rap records. He used to give parties, and he would be the competition for Rush Productions. So he would have
Okay.
DJ Timmy Hall and some Bronx people, but he would also fight over DJ Hollywood. He would fight over Hollywood because he was the man, right? And Eddie Chiba, Starsky, some of the bigger names. So I had Curtis Blow, he had DJ Timmy Hall, and that was before rap records. So anyway, he decided to build a museum, and he's celebrating you. So today I want to talk to you and celebrate you too,
Right.
because it's so much you've done that people don't know. They just know Eric Thurman and EPMD, and even then, they don't know all the great records you made.
Right.
Tell me how your first, the Green Eyed Bandit. tell me your first record and how it came to be.
Well, our first record was I'm giving this out. This is my first time giving this information. So me and Parrish had looped up 7 Minutes of Funk, which is my thing, right? Then we have found a record from ZZ Top called Cheap Sunglasses. Now, this is the first time I'm giving this info out. You a customer is Cheap Sunglasses. So the
Can they sue you now, or is it too late?
It's too late. but the guitar was looped and you a customer. We took it back to the hood. The hood was like, yo, take the guitars out. So the sample from Cheap Sunglasses never made it, just the boom, boom. So we had that bass line. But me and Paris didn't know how to indent the chorus to come in to play.
I'm playing that.
Right?
Is there a video for that? Of course
No, no video.
Okay, go ahead.
Or It's My Thing, the first 2 singles. So the label called in Special K and Teddy Ted to come to Long Island to help us build a record. We knew how to sample and knew how to rhyme and rhyme on a beat, but didn't know how to indent a chorus. So Special K and Teddy Ted said, give me that 7 Minutes of Funk record y'all use. So they put in bam. So after me watching that built me up to how to make a chorus. Because now when you're a customer, I put in the get down, time keeps on. I knew how to make a chorus now. So I knew from You Got to Chill, from the Kool and the Gang, bam. I knew now, but I was taught from Special K and Teddy Ted.
That's interesting. I bet you they'd be happy to hear you say that, because they also are not celebrated the way they should be. So they taught you to make a chorus.
Hell no.
You made a lot of choruses after that, Eric.
Yeah, a lot. hey, I was when I did that Keith Murray record long time in 2000 whatever, and I said I'm the 5th group signed to Def Jam, and that line was really big because they were like, yo, was he the 5th group signed to Def Jam? I'm like, yeah, EPMD was the 5th, I think the 5th group signed to the Black label. So because everybody thought Run DMC was there, I'm like, no, that's Russell's brother. They're on profile, so you think that Run DMC is with Def Jam? They're not. There's Public Enemy, there's Beastie Boys, and there's Public Enemy.
You.
And then there's
LL Cool J.
LL and me.
Right.
That's fine.
Eric, we were lucky enough to get you because Sleeping Bag sold us. I remember playing your record on a bus, a tour bus. And Marita Stavro, who I was dating, remember Marita?
Yes.
Marita said, we were on a tour bus. And she's like, how's he going to say you say I'm not the E, you want to make a bet? Nigga, nobody don't know who the E is. But the way you said you want to make a bet, I'm the E.
I didn't realize that.
That's why I never heard. Because we never heard of the E. And you said you want to make a bet that I am the E.
Right, because nobody know me. But I remember something that happened in the city. I was with Run DMC. We was at some talk from some school and somewhere in the city. And that's when I got the announcement that Russell said that go get EPMD because I think that Run wants him for the tour. And I'm thinking, I'm hearing this, and I'm like, nah, this can't be true. There's no way, even though they coming, and we don't have money for a tour bus. Then you said, oh, I talked to Big D. He said, yeah, y'all can ride on the tour bus with Run DMC. I said, we can ride on the what? On the bus with who? I'm like, Parrish, we gonna ride on the bus. So now we on the bus. We're on the bottom bunk though. So I'm watching the Adidas every morning walk by because I gotta let them go off the bus first because it's them and we get off last. But that's the whole thing. And then again, but for you to come get us from an audit from Simmons Records again in 1991, was it when you came and bought us for the money for 1.6 million?
90 or something like that. What it was.
I said, so Russell Simmons bought who for 1.6 million? Yeah, EPMD. He ordered the label because Fresh Records wasn't doing well, and we get ready to go on Death Share. Me and Pat lost our mind.
I was so happy. To me, it was one of the thrills of my career to get you guys. It was like we played your record all the time. That's all we played. Because it was, you had a, like, I'm going to play some of your videos. I'm going to plug them into this. We're going to put his videos in.
Okay.
But when you see the videos, it's the swagger, the cool shit y'all brought to hip-hop. And no one knows really how every rapper studied you and how you can see you in other rappers everywhere.
I hear about it, Russ. I hear it. I hear it with the Wu-Tang plan. I post Ghost. I post Cameron. I post Snoop Dogg. I post MC8. They all said, yo, you heard what Dub C said? Dub C said, the godfather of the West Coast is Eric Sermon. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, because we learned how to rap on music because of EPMD. I could have sworn they was going to say NWA. They didn't say NWA. No, they said EPMD.
Because you brought the funk, nigga. For those who don't know the background of this music, they didn't play funk on radio in New York. New York radio had gay disco. And then by the time on all the funk records were coming out and playing all over the world, it's true, right? They didn't fuck with us.
Yo, just say Studio 54. Don't say gay disco.
Well, that's what it was. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. It was gay disco. I used to go to gay disco clubs. I used to go to to get records played, you had to go to the Paradise Garage or the Loft or Better Days. Paradise Garage, you had a bunch of lesbians. Everything Better Days, all men. You had to go in there to get the record played. And back then, we were homophobic. Huh?
Just before Studio 54? Before that?
Yeah. Right around the
was?
time. Yeah, but it was the beginning of disco, before Studio 54. So we had to get Christmas rapping played, 1979, I had to go to the Paradise Garage, to the Loft, to Better Days, to whatever the name of the club, the Gallery. We had to go. They hired me to promote all the funk records for Polygram Records. I take the Gap Band and Yarborough. I had to take all those records.
Wow.
And they wouldn't play the record until it was #1 in the country. Then they might play it a little bit on the radio. Frankie Crocker wasn't fucking with us. They were playing only gay disco on the radio. So we didn't even know our own band. We didn't know Cameo that was from Harlem. We didn't know him. We couldn't hear George Clinton on the radio. So you came along and started playing records that America knew, but New York City didn't know. That's why rap was invented. Rap became rap because we had to hear YMCA and we had to hear I Love America by Patrick Juvette. This is what black radio sound like. So you came along, you brought the funk back. And even LA, who had a lot of disco and had a lot of the, more polished R&B, when they heard you play that real funk, nigga, you changed everybody. You gave everybody the courage and the right to go back and pick those samples. That's why they say you're the king. Was in the West Coast, but what you did inspired everybody all over the world. Yeah. I was just let me tell you one thing, then I'll let you talk. I was at a party. We can go to parties here. We're not fucked up like America. But I was at a party and a Finnish guy. There was these 3 girls and they were speaking in Finnish. And then they started playing You're a Customer. And my man who wears dread, he's a surfer. He's the DJ at the party. He's playing You're a Customer. And they start singing it. And I was like, yo, how you know that record? He said, we from Finland, but we like hip hop. And I know you know that record. So he knew who I was. I didn't know none of this, right? He just said, okay. But he's singing You're a Customer. You change it. A lot of underground hip hop people from around the world. And then, of course, all overground and on the top of the chart in America. So people don't talk about it. You travel. You got to come here. I bet you if you come here, I'll book you. I mean, if they let Americans in this motherfucker. Y'all so stupid.
Yeah, soon. We will soon.
I mean, I'm really so disappointed in what I'm watching in America. I don't know how much you're paying attention to the politics, but it's
every day.
It's sad.
Every day.
It's very sad. I mean, it's not only is it sad the way we handle Corona and why our economy is bad because of the way we handle Corona. It's sad the polarization, how people are pointing fingers at each other and don't listen to each other. That's what I see more than anything.
Yeah, divided. We are half and half divided. This country, America, is divided down the middle, in the 50-50, and it's sad as hell. For one side to be one side. Nobody. People are getting into fights in marriages with husband and wives because their husband likes Trump and the wife likes Biden. It's crazy. All day long.
We don't listen. We don't listen. We got to listen. I mean, that's what they say progressive. Like, for instance, I do like Biden, and I like some of the more progressive candidates than even him. But you're not progressive if you don't listen.
Right.
Listening that's what open-minded. So you hear. Right. I got a lot of friends who voted for Trump, and they remain my friends. One for tax reasons, one because they're Jewish and they like the way he treats Israel. Yeah. One because they think he's just a good CEO, no matter what a dick he is. They don't all have to subscribe to his racism. One, first of all, we know Trump for 35 years. I introduced him to his black girlfriend that he almost married. I know he wouldn't denounce his followers, but he wasn't racist. He just wouldn't denounce his followers. And I think that's horrible, and anybody who knows that racism should be a deal breaker knows that he should have. But just listening would have given us a chance to really, be able. I'm not saying what he's doing now is so bad. I don't know what your opinion is. Tell me what you're thinking.
No, I really think that is really bad because no matter what, at the end of the day, this country is more divided than we ever saw it. Even if it was racist, we ain't see it this bad. We see it with him.
That's sure.
You know what I'm saying?
He'll be out soon. But I think he may become a problem later. He might still be a problem because so many people, like that march yesterday we saw. Let's get off politics. I want to talk about your first. It's funny. I was thinking about crossover. Oh,
hold up! No, don't tell the story. Let me tell the crossover story.
Okay.
Please, America. Russell Simmons rarely talks about his artist and what his artist is doing. You kind of let us be free and we come in and you let us, okay, I fucks with that. That's what I know you for. We came in with a song called Don't Play You, Play the Next Man. You probably remember this, but me and Paris about this every day. The first time we listened, we brought this record in as a part 2 to Gold Digger. Like Gold Digger was a hit. We're going to come back with this single. So all the fans watching, we bringing this single to Russell. And Russell Simmons told me to my face, never argued at me, never screamed at me in his life. He told me in Paris, if you drop that record, your career is over. So I'm like, yes, you was the reason why I went back home and made Crossover. There's 2 records I made on that album that was last. I made Crossover and I had Headbanger for Ice Cube. I didn't get it for Cube. I was too late for his album. Those are the 2 last records I made. I made Crossover last. You told me in Paris in our face, no matter how mad me in Paris was, if you drop that record, your career's over. I went home the next day and made Crossover.
Well, let me tell you another side of it. You and I think third base made Pop Goes the Weasel. And it was a time when Def Jam didn't give a fuck about crossing over, and we kind of laughed at those who did. who went beyond the call of duty to try to cross over. Those who did, made records that weren't like their true self just so they can get crossover. Because, there was Vanilla Ice, there was these songs coming out, and they were big. But you realize those people aren't in the hip-hop museum. You are, because you are honest. So you make a record about suckers crossing over, and it crosses over.
I know, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And around that same time, that's when Third Base made Pop Goes the Weasel, making fun of crossover artists, and they had their first crossover record, their only. So, it's kind of ironic. It's always been sticking to the truth. That was the thing. Ice Cube rhyming on the Headbanger beat. He didn't rhyme on Headbanger.
No, he didn't. No, I didn't. I made it for Ice Cube, but we would have one more record to go. So we made it a crew record, but that record wasn't supposed to be for EPMD.
I'll never forget Headbanger. We got a video for that, right?
That was the last record before the breakup happened.
Do we got a video for Headbanger?
Of course, of course.
I got to find that because I remember that was one of my favorite EPMD records.
Hey, listen, you had the whole staff out there in Def Jam. You had Rhonda, you had Marjorie, Tracy. Everybody from Def Jam was on the set of Headbanger. The whole staff.
What a record, man. So tell me some of the artists you produced, Eric.
Okay, this is going to take a minute, Russell.
No.
No. But again, I was happy to have my first, which is I think we had K Solo first, and I did Spellbound, and then we had DOS Effects second. Then I brought Redman to Def Jam, and Redman almost didn't make it, not because of you. Leo Cohen didn't like Redman. But Redman came. And after Redman came, Keith Murray came. Yeah. So I think that the EPMD breakup was a gift and a curse for me, because if the group didn't break up, I would never became the producer I became. I know y'all was upset because the breakup happened, but I became a producer after that. So I was able to do Blackstreet. I did Booty Call for Teddy Riley for the single. I did Dreamy Eyes for D'Angelo. I did Superman for Chico DeBarge. I did Runaway Love for En Vogue. I did Angie Stone. I did, of course, Red and Meth. I did Exhibit. I did Eminem. I did Jay-Z. I did 50 Cent.
Pay homage to this.
I'm saying I did Keith Sweat. I did Jodeci. I did Mary J. Blige. I did, trying to see my wall, because my wall's out there. I'm trying to see what's on my wall in my head right now. But in actuality, though, I think that when it comes down to the 90s, Russell, or Def Jam from Warren G and everybody else too, that when it came down to it, nobody came out with a record without calling me. That's LL Cool J, 42-1, one of my dopest records at the time, you know? So, I mean, I can't think of, it's a lot though, Russ, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Let me say this, you know, this is why we have a hip-hop museum, because hip-hop fans, these youngsters don't know. And, you know, there's no EPMD movie.
Oh, yeah, I signed David Hollister. The first two albums, Dave Hollister was mine too in the first two albums, exactly. Right.
No one knows.
It's in my head. It's in my head.
But they need to make a movie. EPMD from Long Island, Strong Island, and how you came up, and your stories, and your travels, because it's mind-boggling the amount of work you put in to change.
Oh no, the Hit Squad. Listen, if you watch the Wu-Tang story and they bring up EPMD a lot, or you hear Ghostface say, yeah, it was only one crew that we was worried about, and that was the Hit Squad. Or Raekwon say, yeah, we had to tell the RZA that, yo, the Hit Squad's what we gotta be to. We gotta be like that. So that was the only comp at the time. Don't forget, the Hit Squad had 4 rappers on Billboard at the same time. You know, Solo, Redman, EPMD, and DOS Effects at the same time. So after a while, after we got off the Slick Rick tour or the LR tour or the Run's House tour, we had our own tours because we had our own groups.
Yeah. Def Squad. You know, there's you. I spoke to
Okay, now that right there I'm happy about because I asked you and you said, go ahead. Because I'm like, you know what? Because Russell, ain't no lie. Because you here talking to me now trying to be like real cool, but you are my mentor and everything I talk about talks about you telling me, Eric, okay, when this curtains opens up, don't be shocked that it's going to be white people in your T-shirts. I never forget this. We had Nassau Coliseum. So what you mean? He said, because the consumer is white America, Eric. 75 to 80% of people who buy hip hop is white. So I'm young, I don't know. And then you told me, yo, always stay humble. So I didn't know what humble meant. That was a new word. What do you mean about that? So this stuff that you said to me, I kept it and I moved through it that way. So, you know, I look at what you told me and the fact that you always, for some reason, kind of looked out. Like even before when you said, yo, P, why'd you sign, you know, Solo and them and didn't put Eric down with it? Like, why would you care about that? Well, why would you care that we was getting jerked that sleeping bag? Why would you care, God bless the dead, that Bert Padell, you know, wasn't doing the right thing? You know, I don't know why.
Eric, it was, you know, we all have a purpose. Your purpose is genius, pure genius. And what you gave to everyone was little pieces of it to help them to grow and to spark their imagination, their creativity. My purpose was to watch out for you.
Okay,
so
I got that.
Look, I only made because I made others, you know. And so having the experience of working for you is one of the greatest experiences. And that's why I wanted to talk to you first. You know, I've been prepping. I haven't distributed this to Spotify or to all of the podcast networks. I've been prepping. I have this team here. They're learning how to film me. I have lighting. I have everything.
It's a dope background.
I haven't had a long talk where I play music, where I start a process. This is the next step. This is a Eric Sermon show, right? And I'm going to go back and get Chuck. We talked for a little while, and Chuck started talking. That's what made me think also. It's like this.
Yeah, what's that?
I forgot. Like, wow, all the things he's telling me, the stories, and he has so many stories to tell, just like you. So the Hip Hop Museum has sparked me to want to do this. And then looking at your face, I love to see that you look so young. I'm going to tell you, recently, I was at the Stars premiere in New York.
Okay.
Niggas think I don't come back. I come back all the time. I still want to come back here, COVID-y ass now. But I come back to America all the time. You know that. I built this house here and a yoga school for 35 people. 35 bedrooms.
Right.
I'm building a rejuvenation resort. And I'm on an agency that works all over the world. We have 13 offices in 11 countries, mostly in East Asia. So I'm old every time. My kids were here for a month. And I'm buying a house.
I saw that one with your daughter. Y'all was going jet skiing or something.
Yeah, my daughter learned to surf.
Yeah, surfing. Yeah, surfing.
On my old ass, I stood up on a surfboard. That's a lot, nigga. You know, I'm 104. I stood up on a surfboard.
But you're in shape though, so you really 40 years old.
Well, what I want is my goal is to start to build up a new consciousness in black people so they don't, because COVID is killing people. And if I can get people to change their diet, because the number one cause of their death is not COVID, it's their diet. The number one cause is animal products. And I'm going to prove that step by step in this book. And it's going to give people a lifestyle to prevent them. They asked the vice president, why are Americans dying at a greater rate than everybody else because of COVID? And he ain't answered. Because of the poison you put in the food. Because America has, say there's 2,000 contaminants that are banned in Europe, 1,800 of them are okay in America. If you look at your Doritos bag, nasty-ass Doritos, and you read what's in the ingredients in America, and then you get a nasty-ass Doritos bag in Australia and you read it, it has whole different, way, way, way different ingredients. Your KFC is not the KFC they sell here. Even in Indonesia, nowhere poisons you like America. And then the meat product itself is a heart clogging. The cheese is heart clogging, artery clogging, and it's just a setup. The hypertension, the diabetes, all of that is a product of animal products. And I'm going to teach people with this book, and then I'm going to have programs. I'm going to try to make my last chapter of my life about helping people to live longer. So be happier. Because, you know, when you get old, you start bending over. You got friends bent over already.
Right.
Niggas are bent over. It's like, no, man, you want to sit up and you want to, you know, last a few more years and be happy while you're walking around out this bitch. You don't want to disappear.
Is that why you kind of back Kamala Harris by saying that she said that meat was poisoning everybody?
She said that meat was poisoning the planet. And
Okay.
I think the backing for Kamala Harris in this case is to protect her, because that's a $1 trillion industry. When she said that the prosecutors should be free, the prosecutors being free means that they can, instead of the police union controlling them, then they will prosecute bad cops. Right now, they're afraid. If a prosecutor puts you in jail, they get a feather in their cap.
Okay.
But if a prosecutor puts a policeman in jail, they get fired. They lose their job in most cases. So we need to get them free from the power of the police union. And Kamala Harris supports that, which is a very, very scary thing to support because they're after her. The most powerful union in America, one of them is the police union for sure.
Okay.
And they can destroy you. And also the meat industry, I know they've attacked me in many ways, but I continue to attack them. And you know, right now we have this way that people can destroy each other from pointing fingers. Never was that way in America. They can make up a story. It could be 35 years old. They point you, and then they write it, and then you're suddenly the press. Yeah. Oprah lost her fortune going after the meat industry. If she had kept chasing meat, never mind. Anyway, this whole idea, the meat industry is a very difficult place to attack, and the fact that she said that, because it's true, it's destroying the planet. There's no question about it. So,
but she couldn't say it.
Hard to say it, but Kamala said it. She's a stone throw away from the White House. All she has to do is put regulations in place because the whole world is being destroyed. The ozone layer, the rainforest, everything is being destroyed because we have to keep feeding animals 10 times the amount of food we can feed each other. And the animals, all they're doing is shitting and ruining the ozone layer and the atmosphere. All they're doing is giving us cancer. We definitely, all the cancer, the greatest cause of cancer is the animal product. So all that's true, you know.
Yeah,
I've been talking to Jamaican.
You're not meaning to scare people on purpose, though, but that shit is real as hell what you're talking about right now. Jesus Christ. Damn.
It's true. It's true. All of it. Dairy, egg, even the fish is poison. And that's a scary thing. So, you know, there's all kinds of alternatives being taught to us and given to us. So we'll get them. But let's get back to, you just mentioned so many artists that you produce. You got to have stories. Tell me the story, you know, any story, any of the stories that you thought were fun and interesting about your career. People don't know enough about you. You only people that know, like you talk. I know you made a record with Joey the other day. I heard it. That shit is crazy.
Oh, no. The remedy is, because I have an album coming out called The Dynamic Duo, where I went back and I made new records on everybody who was dynamic duos. So I didn't get DMC, but I got Run. Run came to the studio. I mean, when I tell you that he destroyed it, he destroyed it. And then I played it for Rock Nation. I played it for Def Jam, and they was kept saying, rewind it back, Eric, rewind it back. So I know, but Joey knows, you know Joey, that's what come on. I'm Run of EPMD. That means when it comes down to knowing that I'm dope, yeah, I know I'm dope. So Joey know what time the record is though too. So, but I made a new record on MOP, a new record on Mobb Deep, Cypress Hills, Run, Red and Meth, Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg and Nate, Naughty by Nature, Westside Gun and Conway. Those are new guys that's out too. I made a new record with them. So I was wanting to show people how you doing it right now, that don't forget us, because we still do this thing. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we don't have nobody letting us do it, or people are afraid to do it. So let me produce you then. I got you. I got your back. I make you a dope record. And that's what Run understood when he got there. Like, yo, Eric, I trust you. And the shit was crazy.
I heard part of it over the phone, and there were like 10 people in the room.
No, he was talking shit. He was talking shit. Yeah, he was letting people have it so bad about the first one to put the a platinum plaque up on the wall. Because you're right. He is the reason why. We can watch MTV or see videos or get awards or whatever. So he talking that shit. I got it. Hey, Russell, say hello to Belinda Sermon.
Where's she at?
She watching.
Hello, Belinda Sermon. Hey, Ma. Your boy, I know you know that he made you proud, but he made everyone proud. We're all inspired by him, and they don't know what we're talking about now, but that's that ish. He is one of the greatest ever. And the Hip Hop Museum is going to celebrate him, and I want to celebrate him today. That's what we're talking about. Let me ask you a question, Eric. Well, Joey, I told him to send me the record. He ain't sent it to me.
No, not yet. It ain't ready yet. I got to mix it.
Ready to me. I got
to mix it. Hey, listen, so Russell, I got some stories before we go. What type do you want to hear? Because I got a lot of the EPMD, because we had a lot of battles with a lot of people on the road, like a lot of people.
Well, I don't want to hear the negative stories because
people, all right.
Because you inspired so much positivity. There's a negative story that got to be told that people want to hear.
No, it's not bad.
But God, tell me.
I got it. Okay. So we on the best tour of my life was the Run's House tour, and we on tour. So we're, back then, the people don't know, Run DMC tour, we was in stadiums and arenas. So it was like what you see in the basketball game, where it's the back arena, where you see people walking as big U's. There's calzone cases. Run DMC had their clothes in black calzone cases with Adidas, the whole nine. So I go into Will Smith's dressing room, Russell, minding my business, right? So Charlie Mack says, "Hey, yo, Eric, I bet you Will can pick you up." So I'm like, I ain't looking at that. That's cool, whatever. He said, "No, I bet you he can pick you up." So I said, "Yo, I'm not playing those games. Now, I'm young, but I still am from New York still. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit, you know what I'm saying?" He says, "No, if Will can pick you up, I give you maybe like $10, $20, whatever." So I said, "Bet." So I don't have $20 on me because I'm broke. So I said the bet anyway. So Will says, "Okay, so Eric, so which way you want me to pick you up from?" Like, which way you want to pick you up from? You can pick me up. So now I'm holding my dead weight, because back then I'm at least about 220, 225, right? So I'm not looking. So I said, "Man, forget about it." By the time I turned left, I was up in the air, head hanging. Yo, he was so strong, this skinny kid. Like, I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" So Charlie Mack grabs me because Will kind of almost slipped. So lucky Charlie was able to grab me. But that could have been the end of me, because I was so close to the ground on my head. Like, yo. So then that night on stage, Will says, "We want to say congratulations to EPMD for the #1 album in Billboard." So me and Paris looking like, "Yo, what are you talking about? We don't know what Billboard is." So I guess he was making up to be nice from almost dropping me on my head to say, "Yo, congratulate my boy, #1 album on Billboard." Meanwhile, Jerry Jeff and Fresh Prince is 2.5 million records. Public Enemy's platinum. Run DMC's platinum. We're the only gold people on stage. So how are we #1? Yeah, but I'm saying, so how are we #1? But that's the impact that we had. And Run saw it coming. Run told DMC told Run, "Yo, those boys right there, I think we might have a problem."
Here's the thing. Hip Hop Museum's weird. Not weird. I mean, like the Rock and Roll Museum and the world. Consistency and creativity and impact are different from chart numbers. So you always had a hit in the hood, period. Some of those people had pop records and the hood didn't fuck with them. There was never a moment the hood didn't fuck with you, ever. You right. Always. I was at Stars premiere with Snoop Dogg, and you performed. You in Paris. But we're there, you know, and 50's performing. And, you know, I love 50. That's my man. We all Queens niggas, right? So
wait. You was in the crowd?
Yes, nigga, yeah, of course I was. And
with Snoop too?
With Snoop. And let me tell you something. We did the Crip
Oh
Walk.
my God.
When you came out, and it was like, I think it was Madison Square Garden, right?
Yes.
There was a premiere of Stars last year, not too long ago.
Power.
So we're in New York.
Power,
right. So it's last year, and we're at the Madison Square Garden, and y'all came out, and nigga, we lost our mind. Because it just, when the music came out on, and we had seen a lot of people come out. He had a lot of people come visit.
Right.
And it was a beautiful performance, and a lot of people he brought out, you know, I was surprised to see. Case from Def Jam came out. Everybody was great. When y'all came out, it was like something authentic hit us. We started, you know, Snoop started Crip walking. I started doing little shit I could do. You know what I mean? Like old niggas was just thrilled. This was the other day, right? So, I mean, it seemed like the other day, except COVID hit after that. But the Stars premiere, and you performed, and it was an amazing.
I was shocked when 50 gave us the call, because what's the guy that sings the boom doom doom doom? I know where you're going. What's his name?
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Because he brought him out. He brought the rhythm guy out.
Yes, and it was
keep rising to the. He brought him out.
It was beautiful. That whole thing. He went back.
So when I
asked show his age.
Yes, when I asked him, he did. So when I asked him, yo, why did you pick that song? He said, because these songs are in my playlist. So when I play my records, I play this. I said, out of all the EPMD songs, you play this one? He said, yeah, this one I play.
Well, anyway, it was a great night. And what stuck in my head from the premiere, I don't remember what episodes we saw. I watched Stars. I mean, I don't watch Stars. I watch 50 shows. And, you know, I don't dislike Stars, but 50, you know, his shows, the 2 shows he got is so you performing that day, I remember, and it was like, you know, a kick in the head, like, oh, EPMD, our heroes. And that's what I was saying about culture and lasting and stable impact. Not just, there was a big pop record, Ice Baby, not that we knock him, but, you know, or whatever records came out, people had records, but then people had cultural moments. And you gave us so many cultural moments. You said Headbanger. And you said, you did so many songs that.
So what you saying, the comeback with the second album, and people said, yo, the first album was a flukes, that was got me in Paris angry. And that's where, so what you saying came from. Like, nah. And then 30 days later, the LP wouldn't go. So what you saying, because I guess people were saying that we was an overnighter because of the success we had on the first LP. And then we kept going and going and going, then the group broke up.
Oh, man, I'm sorry it broke up, but you know, like you said,
hey, hold on.
God gives you all.
I told you the other day on It's the Joint. Yo, P, what's up? It's Russell. Hey, yo, can y'all get back together? This is In the Joint.
You guys are friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you know,
we've been torn a lot.
Oh, good.
I mean, before COVID.
Well, it's good because, you know, life is short. You guys built a whole legacy together. You know,
I have no beef, Russell. I have no problems with nobody. No beef. Nobody.
I have no beef with nobody.
Nobody.
If I can help it. I remember back then. You remember Marita, but then there was Ray Don Chong, and there was Robin Givens, there was Troy Byer, and there was Stacey Dash, and there was, you know, everybody I ever dated, every artist I ever worked with, everybody I've ever been close to. I try to keep love between me and them. My ex-wife and my children.
Oh, yeah,
my ex-wife can be as mean as she wants. I don't, when she get ready to be, and I could be, I guess, too, difficult. But you just gotta love everybody, man, because hate hurts the hater. It's better just to, you know, and if somebody's really difficult, you can't figure out how to exude love to them, keep a little distance, and it'll heal itself.
It does.
There's no sense in having a beef. It don't make sense. It hurts you. It don't hurt them. And if it hurts them, it hurts you still.
I want no problems with nobody.
No problems. We learned.
I never had that. I never. Nobody can ever say that Eric Sermon's an asshole. He's a dick, whatever like that. I did for everybody. I always was the same. I signed every autograph. I took every picture. My whole entire career, I was humble because I knew. I heard Whoopi Goldberg say one time. She was at an award show. She says, "All them people up there that y'all not clapping for, they bought that house, they bought that car, they bought that mink coat you wear. That means that fan is what makes you you. The reason why you're famous because somebody is supporting you. So why? So when I die, only I go to the grave. So nothing comes with me. So while I'm here, I want to be respected. I want to be like, you know what? I was a cool dude right there. That's what I want, the respect of it.
It doesn't mean don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean don't, get away when it hurts your spirit. But when you get around people, try to exude goodness. That's just all there is to it. And, I noticed that when I speak to people who've had big careers and they gotten a little more mature, they look back on their career and they always look back if they were at any point not humble. They realize and they learn. And we want to teach young people what we learned. They don't do that. They don't fight to instill the older values in the young people, but the young people always grow older and wiser. And so what's wise, it's the job to teach young people. And that's why I want the museum, because when they see you, say, look what he did, and look how he
It took a long time, man. I'm so happy about that. It took a long time for that, Russ.
Yeah. It did.
And one more thing, too, before we go. When are you going to get LL Cool J in the Hall of Fame?
That's why we built it. I didn't realize he wasn't in there. It's just, I knew he wasn't in there for a while because I was noticing every time I went there for Run DMC, I went there for the Beastie Boys, I went there for Public Enemy, I went there for... LL Cool J made more records than all these niggas. Everybody put together. Everybody put together, period. All of you niggas, he made more hits than all y'all. I'm talking about to the people who made the hip-hop, the rock and roll Hall of Fame. And they decided as cultural people? John Bon Jovi's that way. He's a good friend of mine for years, right? And John Bon Jovi saw 100 million records. Like, why you ain't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? He said, I don't know. I guess they didn't think I was edgy enough. Who the fuck are they to decide? First of all, Make It I Need Love was edgy. We didn't know what the fuck that was. Right. Make It Around the Way Girl was original. They didn't know what that was. Everything LL Cool J did was original. And even if it sounded, because he had a melody, he don't deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Right. He was the GOAT. And so that's why the Hip Hop Museum, maybe we should make him the first one we induct.
Yes.
LL Cool J. Just to let them know that we got our own board of directors now. You should join the board. I should have Rocky call you. If you don't mind, I'll give him your number just so you could know.
I would love that. Hey, yo,
I'm doing that.
What's that in the background? Is that your book cover?
Yeah. It's called Eat to Live, a post-pandemic lifestyle. Will you spin that shit around the show? I'm going to put it on the screen. Again, the book is about saving people's lives. I lost so many friends. I lost 15 friends to COVID.
Huh?
Queens, I lost 15. And I lost my very best friend in the world, Andre Harrell. The book is dedicated to Andre. Your man, Andre. Our man, Andre. Remember, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Andre was, he was somebody who loved you. Even y'all pictures show how much y'all love you. Listen, I keep forgetting about that singer in the hospital now, the guy Jeremiah.
We got to be careful. We got to be careful, and I think what's killing people, I don't know what if Jeremiah has any pre-existing health conditions, but we can erase them. Brother Garrett came back to work for me after 30 years. He'd been with me. He was gone for a few years until I went through a scandal. Then he came right back out of nowhere. Said, I want to work for you. I don't even want no money. So he started to work for me again. And he was pre-existing. So he had pre-diabetes. He had this, he had that. He went vegan and started hanging out with me. It's all cleaned up. The doctor said he got a complete bill of health. It's just the diet.
How long it took him?
How long it took him? It took him 6 months before the pre-diabetes thing went on.
Nice.
Even that. 4 months.
Wow.
It's just a diet. It's just
Is
diet.
that in the book? Is that in the book?
The details are in the book.
Okay.
Details on how to, not only that, you know, you got to put a little circulation in your body. You know that. You got to work out a little bit. You know how you feel after you work out. You gotta, you know, another thing I teach you in the book is how to meditate and really talk about the medical benefits, because when the mind is still and the body is still, it rejuvenates. Sleep and meditation are very important because that's when your body heals. It heals at a quicker rate meditating, but it heals. So, and the diet, animal product clogs your arteries. It destroys all your the circulation in your blood vessels, in even the nadis, the little tiny nervous system, and it destroys. It gives you hypertension, but it also gives you dementia. It clogs everything, and there's no reason for it. I mean, I'm 140, Eric. I don't want to be like my friends. You got friends that don't look so good. You look great. So it's right now at our age and younger that we have to start to take care of ourselves, and especially now that COVID is only killing people who have conditions that are built on diet. Every person can protect themselves from COVID, and they never talk about health. They keep talking about medicine. Medicine is food. So that's what the book's about.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, Eric, I'm glad I'm going to yoga. I love you, man. I'm so happy. I'm going to play your music and everything, so I don't know how long this session is going to be. But what
it doesn't matter. Do 2 parts, like you said. Do 2 parts.
2 parts. 2 parts. I want to play a lot of your music. What song should I play? What's your favorite song? You don't have a song.
I want you to play You Got to Chill.
You Got to Chill.
I want you to play Strictly Business because Rick Rubin picked that as the number 22 hip-hop record of all time.
Strictly Business.
I want you to play Me and Marvin Gaye, Just Like Music.
I play Just Like Music in my yoga classes. Go ahead.
Okay. Play Headbanger.
Play Headbanger. All right.
And play How High by Red and Meth.
And How High by Red and Meth. Right? And so we're going to play those videos, you know, and then we're going to come back and forth to the talk. And
hey, Russell, thank you. You changed my life, B. I love you for that.
Eric, I love you, man, and you changed my life. You don't know how much you affected my life. So thank you for taking the time.
All right, people. Love you. Peace.
Peace.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.